everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm Kara Elizabeth, a 3-5 emotional manifestor, here to provide you with your weekly energetic weather report via human design, a system that combines aspects of astrology, the I Ching, the chakra system, and the Kabbalistic tree of life. Now, every human design journey begins with looking up your unique human design chart, and you can do that at www.myhumandesign.com. Transits are the specific energies that are present in the universe at any given moment. I go over the sun and earth, the sun being our main experience and the earth being how we're grounding in it. And each transit tends to hang around for about 6 days. Now, my goal is to provide you with a general cosmic heads up on how you can expect to feel, what you can expect to experience, and how to best navigate your week. So if you're ready to go, let's get started. All right, you guys, so it is that time of the week again. The transits have officially shifted. So last week we were transiting all through the G center with gates 10 and 15. And this week we have completely moved into the root center. And so we'll be transiting that for the next 6 days or so. So the sun is going to be transiting through gate 52, which is the gate of stillness. And yep, it's exactly the way it sounds. It's about cultivating stillness, which is very interesting in itself that it comes out of the root center. Because the root center is one of those centers that, yes, it's an energy center, but the energy has to be built up. So it's like the root, you're going to have all of this pressure to take action, and you have to wait. Like, it's best to wait on the pressure to build up, and then boom, like explosion of energy, it's time to take action. And of course, with it being a pressure energy center, it can be very uncomfortable because it's like you've just got all of this pressure to get things done and to do things, and you got to wait on that timing, friends. So it can be kind of uncomfortable. And also, as most of us know, so can being in stillness. So, and this is not just talking about, creating an environment of stillness. Like, yes, it can reflect like outwards, as far as like our environment and creating like a peaceful, tranquil space for ourselves this week. We're going to be definitely, wanting that, but I'm getting the feeling and the vibe that, especially for me, so maybe for you too, this is going to be more about creating stillness within ourselves, a sense of peace within ourselves, no matter what is going on around us. So be prepared. I mean, we could be experiencing a little bit of chaos this week. I don't know. Don't hold me to that, but it's just a feeling. It's just a vibe. Especially the way that previous transits have gone. It just may be a little hectic, or maybe a lot of things going on, because, I mean, of course, we are just coming off of the gate of extremes, so we could still be experiencing just a little bit of that. But I really feel like that's going to be like the perfect environment for us to cultivate inner peace and inner stillness. So who knows? Either way, it's a win-win. So that's our sun experience. I'll go into it a little bit deeper in just a second. And then let's talk about our earth experience for just a quick minute. Because I feel like this transit is going to be very simple to understand. So you've got the stillness you're cultivating, outward as well as inward stillness. And then now we are grounding in the gate 58, which is the gate of joy. And so this one is all about finding joy in our circumstances. So like finding joy in the mundane, everyday life, or finding joy in those dumpster fire types of experiences. It's just all about cultivating joy and finding that spark of joy in no matter what it is that you're doing or have going on. And so obviously going to be grounding this week in doing things that light us up and bring us joy. So plain and simple. So let's just go ahead and get into this a little bit deeper and see what Jenna Zoe has to say about this week. So the sun experience, which is going to be our main experience, main energy, is gate 52. And she calls this sitting still to get results. But gate of stillness, that's it. It's being still. So she says that your natural energy is calm and grounded. So of course this is going to be all of us, all of humanity for the next 6 days, is going to be trying to cultivate a more calm and grounded humanity. Which I'm sure we could all use that, huh? Okay. You are someone who gets so much clarity in stillness. You tend to stay in one place and not move around so much, which is a good thing for you, because you're not meant to be rushing around like the rest of the world. So when you lean into your stillness, there is a timeless, immovable quality to you that is extremely attractive to other people. You are classic, stable, unfazed, which is such a relief and a welcome resting place for us in today's world. I can concur. You don't get swept up in the moment, caught up in current crazes, or get fazed by chaos. You have a vantage point that knows not to get sucked into any of these temporary things, and as a result, you have a wisdom that sees the much bigger picture. Embrace that you are more still than other people and see that as a superpower. If you try to run around like a headless chicken and create a whir of activity like you see others doing, you will lose this gift of clarity and wisdom. If you complicate and overfill your life, you won't have that simplicity that allows you to see truth. And not only will that make you feel unsure in your own life, but also you won't be able to guide others with the wisdom that stillness gives you. Shit, you guys. Okay, I'm feeling this hardcore. So I'm definitely one of these people, like I do not have this naturally in my chart. So it is undefined for me. So it's more or less is just like where I'm generating wisdom here this week, and just like soaking it in like a little sponge. But I've noticed a trend, especially in the last month or two, like leading up to this transit, is a lot of the things that I've been putting out there, like especially like the work that I'm doing, it's like crickets. So it's almost like all of these things that used to work, number one, are no longer really working. And then number two, I just feel like a lot of things are just like so quiet right now. Like I'm so quiet in my work, like not really doing any one-on-ones. Like everything's just been like eerily quiet, and and I'm like aware enough to know that when these things happen, because I mean they've happened before, is like when these things happen, and things get, start to get removed or go quiet, or, not much is moving or happening. It's because like I'm being asked to create a space for new, better, more aligned things, or more aligned work in this case, to come in. So it's like, yes, like I'm aware of that. That's usually how it goes. And so I just find it interesting that like life has gotten so eerily quiet for me, on the work sector of things, leading up to this transit. And, of course, this transit is all about, taking all of the like complications out of life, getting still so that, the truth and like your answers can come in. So very curious to see like what kind of clarity your answers come in this week. And so if you're experiencing that too, definitely like post in the comments, like if you have any like major like ahas or clarity come through for you this week in this stillness, please let me know. Like I'm so curious to know how you guys experience this one. So anyways, let's move on to how we can make the most of this energy. And Jenna talks about only moving when you feel moved to. So the world will make you feel like you have to get up and do every single day, but you have to stop trying to achieve this way and do it your own unique way. So if you stay still and peaceful, you're going to start to notice energy build up inside of you. urging or nudging you towards something, aka the root. It's a pressure center, so of course this is going to be typical for here. When you allow it time to build up enough, it'll become such a strong urge that you can't help but do something about it because you'll need the release of energy. And that, my friends, is exactly how this root center works. So be prepared for that, especially for all of my undefined and open root people, myself included. So that is going to be the right time to take an action step because all of your energy and focus will be in that, which is so much more powerful than forcing yourself mentally to do tons of little things before you're actually ready. So stick around for the singular big things and you'll have all of the fuel needed for them and they will go so much further. So try this. Allow yourself not to work out for a few days. You'll all of a sudden wake up one day and feel a need to move. This is the gift in action. Allow your body to tell you when it's the right time to move in everything and embrace your natural stillness. And in the meantime, because it'll tell you everything that you need to know. So definitely experiment with that, especially this week. So I'm going to read it again. I'm being called to read this one section again. Allow your body to tell you when it's the right time to move in everything. And embrace your natural stillness in the meantime because it's going to tell you everything that you need to know. There we go. Then one more thing, she says, simplify your life. So the more you strip away temporary phases, obsessions, keeping up with what's cool, the more clearly you'll be able to see. So also pay attention to simplifying your inner world and your thoughts. When you dissolve this mental chatter in yourself, you will make it happen for others just by being in your energy. They're going to feel calmer and more at peace in themselves. And this is going to bleed into everything else that you do. Whether people are watching you on a screen, hanging out in a space that you've created, or coming to your home for a meal. And this is when people will value you for the most. Now, where can we struggle in this gift? And that is by forcing an action plan and believing that this is the only way to get things done. So other people are going to tell you that you have to focus and plan your next moves. It's only energetically correct for you to do that if you also have gate 9. If not, it's actually you living your design when you're not the one doing that. Maybe someone else in your life brings you that if you need it. Or you don't get it at all because maybe your life path doesn't need it. But remember that your body will naturally take action when you feel a buildup inside of you. And that will be the exact perfect action to take. Achievement is not about how many action steps you take. It's about taking the perfect aligned steps at the perfect aligned time for them. So if you try to preempt the action, you're gonna throw the timing off. So as I said from the get-go, wait, friends, wait. It's going to be uncomfortable. Yes, because there's going to be a buildup of pressure happening, but do not act too soon. It's kind of like don't take that chicken out of that crock pot too soon, or else, you're not going to be able to shred it. It's going to be gross. Okay, I don't know why I just decided to use that analogy. That was weird, but I don't know. I've been craving shredded chicken out of the crock pot, so just use that. It's a pressure cooker, okay? It's a pressure center. Don't take it out before it's ready. Don't unleash it before it's ready, okay? All right. Now, moving into the Earth transit. So this is where we're grounding. Once again, it's the gate of joy. So we are grounding in activities and things and thoughts and all the things that bring us joy. That's it. So Jenna labels this one as transforming dullness into joy. And she says that the gift 58 is all about breathing joy into life. You have this burning desire to make life so great and wonderful, and when you cultivate that in yourself, you exude a joy and vitality that can't help but radiate out of you. And so once again, this is going to be all of us for the next 6 days. Joy is one of the most elevated states of the human experience, and sharing this state is what you're here to do, no matter what costume, you wear to do it. Being fixated by joy and aliveness is how the universe ensures that you keep striving for better in yourself and for others. So no matter how good things get, you will always go through cycles of feeling dissatisfied with what is, and that is the universe communicating to you that it's time to look around and notice what else could be upgraded or transformed. The amount of joy that you create is directly proportional to the amount that you're willing to look at what doesn't feel optimal without judgment and look for what changes it's guiding you to make. Okay. So I feel like that's going to be very important to note this week for our experience and how we may experience this here, okay? So obviously, to bring more joy into your life, like she says, you do need to look at the spaces that are lacking in your life. And so just a heads up, you could begin to notice things in your life that may not be bringing you joy or lighting you up anymore, but they may be a little bit more amplified than normal. Okay, so it's like you may have been feeling it before, this transit, you may have been feeling like, I don't really think that lights me up, blah, blah, blah. But this transit could potentially make it unbearable for you. So it could just be like going to the extreme, just like, yeah, I cannot do this anymore. I'm fucking done type of shit. Okay. And don't get caught up in that, because it's just showing you what is no longer working, and it's just showing you the space and the area of your life that could use a little bit more joy. Okay, so don't get too caught up in like the amplification of that, if that is your experience. It may not be, but of course, that's how the universe tends to open our eyes with things, right? It's going to make us extremely uncomfortable so that we have the desire to look at it and do something about it. So, like I said, could be your experience. It may not be. That's another thing. Let me know. Let's talk about it in the comments. Okay. Now, how can we make the most of this energy? And that is by making friends with the process. So she says that the trick with this gift is to embrace how much you want to reach higher heights without feeling like nothing is ever good enough. Get your head around the fact that things can always be improved for as long as you live. So you may as well look at it like a fun and exciting game so that you can have joy at all the points in the journey. It's important to have joy for your everyday things, for simple things, and for being alive itself as well. You can create your dream life, but if you haven't learned to really soak in joy from looking at the stars at night along the way, it won't suddenly come to you once you've reached all your goals. I can concur. Also, joy and satisfaction are two different things. No one lives in a permanent state of vivacious exuberance, so don't pressure yourself to live up to that ideal that doesn't exist. It's okay to feel mellow or neutral sometimes too. Top line joy doesn't matter so much as feeling content and alive deep down. But understand that any bluesiness or melancholy doesn't have to stay a part of your life and is always an opportunity to clean something up so that life can get even better. AKA what I just said. What a blessing that life has the potential to keep getting sweeter. Cute. Okay. Where can we struggle here? Disconnecting from your dissatisfaction. Okay. She says that in some situations, it can go the other way, and instead of fixating on all the things you don't like, you can feel scared to admit that you're dissatisfied with something because you want joy so badly that sometimes it can make you unwilling to really look at what's not making you happy. Perhaps you fear it's unchangeable, so you're scared to even try. Perhaps you feel it would be too painful, but the only way to the joy is through the dissatisfaction. Don't ignore it. The only way out is through, people. And I want to remind you here that you are never stuck. And the sitting with how you truly feel is the first step to regaining total power to transform your life. It will never be too much for you to do. It won't ever be as hard as your mind will imagine it to be. And the universe always gives you the amount of transformation that you can handle. And the gateway to everything that you desire is sitting with the truth of how fulfilled or unfulfilled you feel about anything in your life. And eventually, you might find that you get excited when you spot dissatisfaction within, because it's pointing you towards the next place where you can create new levels of joy. I love that. And so, let's talk about that here, because this is where we're grounding. Make it a game. See how many places that you can find in your life where you're experiencing dissatisfaction of any sort, or just anything that's not joy of any kind. And hell, make it a bingo game. Oh God, it's here. Oh, bingo. Oh, look at all these places that I don't have joy and that I get to create it now. And I get to tap into that and make it better and just make life better for myself. Really just have fun with it this week, you guys. Don't make it so serious. So, because it's really not. And so I'm going to leave it right there. So let me know in the comments how you experience this. Of course, if you want to work with me, in any way, shape, or form, everything that I do and everything that I offer is listed under the details section of this video. And of course, if you enjoy my content, please share, subscribe, comment. I absolutely eat that shit up. And I would love to hear from you. And I would love to hear your experience. So with that, I'm going to leave you. Good luck this week, and I will see you guys next week.